This is a headlight assembly for a 1949 Studebaker 2R5 half-ton pickup truck that me and my sister are in the process of restoring. And what I wanted to do today was just to kind of go through the headlight assembly as I'm taking her apart. The first thing you got is the assembly, which mounts onto the front of the fender. You have this power cord that's behind it that goes up through the fender well into the engine compartment, and it connects down to a bus port just like this inside the engine compartment. So I took the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you take that off, and then in order to remove the headlight assembly itself, we have to take the headlight rim off first, which is held together by two screws at the top and the bottom. And so we'll just take those off really quick. So there's the sides of the screws that hold the headlight rim on. Headlight rim comes off, and as you can see down here, you got your parking light. That lens will need to be removed in terms of cleaning it. You flip it over, you'll see that there are two screws holding it on the back side there with a little bracket. That's a flat tip screwdriver. I'll use one of those. Okay, so when you take and remove the lens, what you will see in there is this gasket between the lens and the headlight rim. Just so you'll know that that gasket is supposed to be there. So we'll just set that off the side along with the lens. And here is the bracket that is used to hold that down, with a little screw there too. Put all this back over on the back side. And now what you'll see is the headlight mounting assembly here, and it screws onto the fender, and there are four places that it is screwed to. You got one right here, one here, one there, and one here. That's how it mounts to the fender, and it was using these half-inch screws here, half-inch long screws, to connect them to the fender. So you take those out, and this will come out, and what you have here is the headlight with the headlight retaining ring. We're going to remove the retaining ring so that we can take the headlight out. There are three screws that hold the retaining ring, and so just remove those three screws. That's what the retaining ring screws look like. There's three of those. Retaining ring comes off, and this again is how you would also swap out the headlight. And that's the retaining ring for the headlight retaining ring. Again, there are the three mounting locations where you put the screws in. This is a little bit tarnished, not too bad. Maybe I can clean her up. Next, you just pull the headlight out, and what you'll see behind there is just connected to the wiring harness, which goes down, comes out right here. So I'm just going to disconnect the headlight. A little three-prong connection there, kind of standard for the little vehicles. Set it off to the side here, and then we have this headlight mount right here that we need to remove to finish taking it apart. And what you'll notice is that here's the bottom, here's the parking light. What you'll see is two springs on this side, and then what you'll see is an adjusting screw here on this side and an adjusting screw here at the top. This one here allows you to adjust for left and right shifts of the headlight. This one up here allows you to shift for up and down as you go to sight your headlights in. And so what I'm going to do is remove these two screws, or loosen them up, the adjusting screws. So I took that one out. Allows me to rotate this around. I'll put the top one in. And to get it rotated around, I'll just lift up, and when you lift up, these springs will pop loose. There are those two springs that I was talking about. This is the place where the top mounting screw was. You can see it's got that open slot there. And then on the side here, this is the side one. Again, that's with that open slot there. And the screws, the adjusting screws is like this. They slip in right here. And you can go ahead and unscrew them all the way out. From in here, or you can try to leave them in and pop it off. This is where the adjusting screws go in here on the side and also here on the top. I want to remove the parking light lens now. It has two screws here on the bottom. We'll go ahead and take those out. Yeah, pretty small screw for that. Once you take those two out, this comes right out. And then we also have the ground strap located right there. We'll take that loose. That comes loose. And now the next thing we want to do is we're going to remove this wiring harness coming in this way. And again, you would work it in with the screwdriver, pushing it in, and when you do, it'll come out, come into here. And come through there. So there's your wiring harness for the headlight assembly that will take you from the headlight to this bus bar that I was talking about inside the engine compartment. So put it off the side, and here's the rest of the headlight mount that you can see in here. I'm going to take and clean that up and see what I can do to make it look better. I did want to take a minute to show the headlight assembly mounted onto the vehicle itself. And here you see it. And the first thing you want to do is you want to take that headlight rim off that we talked about earlier. Again, it's got the two screws, one at the top, one at the bottom. And once you get those, it'll come right off of there. And then you have the rest of the headlight mounting assembly there. You can see the retaining ring. There's no headlight in this actually. But the base mount itself has 4 points that are mounted to the fender of the truck. And there they are. Once you remove those 4 screws, you can work this out. It may take a little bit working it out, but it'll come right on out of there. And then that's kind of what it looks like. The wiring harness here actually goes in and out through the fender right here, and then up through the radiator support bracket here, and then on the inside of the engine compartment you'll see where the 3 wires come out, and they would get connected to that bus bar we talked about earlier. So hopefully this will help you out there in terms of your headlight assembly and how it comes apart, and basically reverse it for how to put it back together.